very difficult. And so I want to share with you, where has the money gone? Where has it gone? Where is the cash? Where is it? And I think that if you have fair idea as to how much you make and where that money is going, then you'll be able to at least have a fair chance of building some kind of financial wealth for yourself and for your family, at least. Because without financial freedom, life is terrible. Without some kind of financial stability, life is trouble. And so where has the money gone is what I'm trying to share with you. If you look at it, let's say you work for salary and you sit down to plan, because next year they are going to tell us a lot about, the year will be different, a lot of things will change. The fact of the matter is that a lot of things are not going to change like that. You have to take charge. And so much of it is going to do with your finances. And if you don't plan, if you don't know how the money is coming in, and if you don't know how the money is going, it's going to be very much difficult. And so let's say you receive 1,000 Ghana cedis a month. What are the areas that will continue to consume that kind of money that you're receiving? I based on the little understanding that I have, a lot of us, if you are responsible for your life, if you're an adult, let's say you work, you will see that much of the money that you get is going into rent, into rent where you live, whether you have built your house or whether you are building that house or whether you are renting. A lot of money go into this area. That's a major area that money goes to, and so, most people, when we start to work, we rush to, go and buy land and go and build a house. It's not one of the best strategies to get wealthy with your life. We will talk about that anyway. So if you are looking for where has the money, who takes your money, where has the money gone, much of it will go to the rent. So most people, if you work 1,000, maybe if you live in Kumasi or Accra or some of these areas, depending on the size of the room that you live in, 10, 20, 30%, sometimes 50% of your money is going to pay rent. That is part of the responsibilities that you have as an adult. So you have to know where the money is going so that at least you can plan and structure well and have some kind of, because the ultimate goal is for you to, at least within 10, 20 years of work life, of you working, there should be some kind of money. So there should be some little, some kind of freedom when it comes to money. And so if you don't know where the money is going, how much you're making and how the money is going, then there's trouble. The next one that most people will spend on will be what? If you take the rent, the next one will be what? The next one will be, we eat, we buy food, yogurt, we buy wache, kelewele. We spend a lot of money on that as well. So you can help yourself, or just sit down and plan within a month from January to December, from January to February to March. Just plan and just track. You just have to have a fair idea, where is this money going? Because if you don't know where the money that you're making is going, it's difficult for you to become a bit free in terms of money. And so look at the rent, how much you're paying, and look at the food. The food will take money from you. It's part of living. You need energy. You need strength. Another part of it will come from the money will go into health. One way or the other, some people will fall sick. Yourself, you would want to get healthy. So if you go to hospital, it's not free. Even if you're on insurance, there are drugs that you buy. There are things that people spend on their health, and it takes money. So if you have limited amount of money coming in, and which most people are, one of the struggling that all human beings, 90% of the world's population or even more, struggle with money all their lives. And sometimes we are so much lazy as to tracking how much we are making, where has the money, how much we are making, and where that money is gone. too. So look at your health, look at the rent, look at the food, the drinks, all the things. Where has the money gone to? The drinks that you buy. Look at the next one will be, let's say, if you are married or if you like education, which is a career for most people who are you know who are black, who are Africans. We never stop going to school. Go to school, even if you are working, you want to go to school. We spend a lot of money on school, and so even if you don't, most parents will say that they want to give money. They want to send their children to very good schools. That's what they say. So they make little money, but 30%, 40% of the money goes to pay these children's school fees. They call them, when we were children, they used to call them international school. They send all this, and in Accra now, most people spend a lot of money on education. So you must not for themselves and for their children. Some people have got to do MBA, Masters, PhD, and they come back and their salary is still the same. You must have a reason why you are going to school. You must have a budget for that school. Even though education is important, to a certain limit, education is not very important. So the people who have taken going to school to get certificates as the best investment go to parliament, a lot of them, but they are paid huge money. Go to a lot of places. People are paid well, and yet with BSc certificate or BSc degree or maybe things like that, because money really does not come to a certain limit. Money, those who are wealthy, does not come from the classroom. Going to school will help you not to be so much poor. I think it has some level of advantage, but it will not make you wealthy per se. It's dicey, it's controversial, but the statistics are there. If you're looking for the richest people in any country, they are not the professors, they are not the academics. So there is a reason for school. And there is a reason. If you want to solve the financial problems, you must have a strategy. And so when you're spending on education, be thoughtful. Be thoughtful. How much am I putting on this kind of education? Do I have that much saved for my financial freedom? Do I have that much saved, invested, stuck somewhere for the future of my family? Don't just go and spend the money like that, thinking that you're investing, because when you go to do that in MBA or that thing, most people. So take care, look at your family budget and look at the kind of school that your children can go to that will make you comfortable. I don't think that you have to deplete the money that you have and put these children to school because you think the education is the best format. I think that any child can have a fair chance of qualifying from the JSS to SHS to university. And even if you want to get good school, if you don't have that much money saved, so don't kill the financial plan of the family just because you want to send your children to school. Because for us, it's difficult. We like school, we love it. It's almost like a God to us. So, and then you look back and you see that most people have all this certificate, and yet the financial freedom is not there. The financial freedom is not there. You are controlled. They control you everywhere. Whoever employs you controls you, because if the salary does not come, no future anywhere. Whoever pays you and is not paying you well is controlling some bit of your life. But when you have built the financial freedom, when you have some kind of financial security, you can have a fair say as to what your life is about. Now, telephone calls and data, they also consume some of the money that is coming to you. So have a fair idea. If you can even percentage them, if you can put them in percentages, so that I'm making 5,000, I'm making 2,000, I'm making 3,000. The best form of financial security is a lot of money coming in. But when what is coming in is not enough and you have no idea how to expand it, then at least plan what is going out. Know it. Have a fair idea. From January to December, if your financial plan is weak, if you don't plan it, because most people live on the red line. Most people live on the red line no matter how much they are paid, because we don't plan it, we don't structure it, we don't have any idea, we just do all kind of connections to keep the transportation, whether you have your own vehicle or you have to rely on the vehicle in town, trotro or taxi or the public one, the government one. Each of them, they take money, and so you are trying to track where is the money gone, where has it gone to. part of it, a lot of the money will be gone to the rent or the house, the mortgage. Some people have mortgage, they work, they take them some percentage of the salary for the house that they have bought that they are using 15, 20 years to pay. And usually when you go to live in that house, then 2 years you start to find out that they didn't even build it well. You have to spend another money to keep it in good condition. And every year you have to paint it. You have to change the insurance. There's no freedom like that. Everybody's paying rent, whether you own your house or whether you're renting. So you have a plan. Have a plan for your finances. If you don't, life becomes that much difficult. And God is not a financial plan. God is not a financial plan. It's your plan. It's you, your finances. Don't say that God will take care of you. The preachers said that to us. We believe it, but they took the offering. They told us to bring money to the house of God. So you must have a plan. You must have a plan. You should know where the money is going. Track it. It will help you. The data that you are spending on. So some of us we like football. So you buy all the entertainment in the house. DSTV, everything. You are renewing it all the time, and yet you don't have anything that you have invested anywhere. You don't have anything that you have saved anywhere. That for me is a bit dangerous. It's a bit dangerous. So don't just work and get the salary and be very much happy with the increment. The increment does not mean anything if you don't have a good plan for your finances. The increment does not mean anything if you don't have a very good plan for your finances. The other one will be, we all go to church, so we will go and give offering, tithe. They all come against the kind of money that we have. So you are paid 5,000 a month. You are paid 200 Ghana cedis a month. Some people are paid 300 Ghana cedis a month. Maybe they are young. If you have a family and you are paid anything less than 3,000, you know that it's trouble. It's struggling, and that's why most people cannot even be honest with their dealings, whether at their workplace or whatever that is committed to them in terms of money. Why? Because the finances that they're making, the money that they're making is that little. It's tough. Let's face it, it's very difficult to have 4 children, and for the whole family money for the whole month is thousands. It's difficult. Let's be realistic on this. It's difficult, but you can have a plan. You should, because what you don't understand, what you are not committed to solve, if you don't have a plan for it, you struggle all your life with the finances. And never leave your financial future in anybody's hands. It is in your hands. If you don't plan it, now that December has just come and gone. A lot of us, we didn't have the money, but we blew it. They paid us bonus. We used it to buy Coke. Then January will come, and it continues to become a struggle. Life cannot just continue to become struggle like that. You have to have a plan, and much of it comes with knowledge. With knowledge is light. Something that you are ignorant in is almost like you're blind in. It's very difficult for you to find it. If you enter a room and there is so much darkness, it's very difficult for you to find whatever is there. But once you put the light on, you can identify what is there. Knowledge is like that, and financial knowledge is light. I think that the number one primary reason people are poor is because of financial knowledge, lack of it. And it has nothing to do whether you have education or not, because nobody teaches finance in school anyway. Not the one that will make you financially secure and financially free. What a lot of us know is we only have to work for the money. We only have to work and wait for the salary. Majority of the world's population, we only know how to work and get paid. The rest will maybe go and look for treasury bills or something like that. But majority of us have no idea how to build gradually financial security and financial freedom. And so the other day we were 20 years. The next day you are 30. The next time you are 45. The next minute you close your eyes, you're 60 years. And for those people who are working with the government, when you're 60, they tell you to go on retirement. And most people go into retirement as that shock. It's a shock to them because they didn't plan for anything. They didn't plan for anything. Plan for it. Track where the money is going. Because where your money is going, actually, that's where your future is going. So, what you give to the church, track it. Know it. Have a percentage of what. If you're making, how much are you making in a month? Do you portion it? How much are you saving? The clothes, the shoes, the tie. There are a lot of women who are always buying some kind of, they're buying weave-on, they're buying lotion, they're buying, when we were children, I saw my grandmother, they are always putting some things in that trunk somewhere, They are always buying things and they may never even use it. And it's money that they are putting there. So you have to know, what are you buying? If you have limited money, then you must have a proper plan. And most people have limited cash coming in. Most people have limited, whether the husband or the wife, they have limited cash coming in. And if the cash coming in is very limited, you must have very stringent plan, or your life will be that tough. Life does not change by wonder. It does not change by magic. It changes by an intentional plan. And finance is part of it. Your financial plan is so much proper to you having some kind of financial security. If you don't have it, it's going to be very difficult. Electricity will take your money, water will take your money. So all these things, they are what they call bills. That's where the money is going. So you are happy with the payment, you're happy with the salary, you're happy with the bonus that they gave you. But do you have a fair idea, the percentage that is going anywhere? You have a fair idea. January will start. The children will go to school. You must go and pay school fees. If you have one of them, you are paying like every term, maybe 500, 2,000 or 1,500. How much are you making in that month for you to spend just 1,500 on one child? That is just the school fees, the drink and everyday transport and the food. So if you're paying 1,500 on the child, by the time that the semester or no, the term has ended, you probably may have also spent another 1,500. So within 3 months, you're spending maybe 3,000 on one child. The food that they eat at home is not part of it. The things that they do at home, they are not part of it. So that's just one child within 3 months. So if you have 4 children, that's a lot. And so we can understand the frustrations that people go through. We understand the kind of financial pressure that we go through. And that's why you have to have a good plan. You don't just leave it to chances like that. Know where the money is going. Study it. My name is Kwabena. I'm talking about, do you know where your money is going? Where is the money gone? Where has it gone to? Do you know the salary that you receive in December? Can you track it? The one that you received in last November, can you track it? Do you know where it is? The one that you receive, the one that you're going to receive in January, do you have an idea how it is? Most people are not even paid enough. Most people don't even have enough. And yet somebody will even tell you, oh, but the money that they pay us, it's not even enough. I can understand, but nobody is responsible for your life. I think that's what has to get to people. Nobody is responsible for your finances. You are responsible. Not even the man who has employed you. He may also have his own difficulties. He may have his own challenges with the business, with his finances, with everything, So the one that comes to you is the one that you are responsible for. But you must have an idea where that money is going to. Where does it go? Do you think that what is coming in is enough? Do you have a fair idea? Or you don't really study it, Some people can carry all their teenage behavior with money into their adulthood. When your background with money, maybe nobody taught you. Your parents did not teach you about money. Your grandmother did not teach you about money. Your grandfather did not teach you about money. Your parents, your mother, your father, nobody taught you about money. You just happen to have gone to school. You work, they pay you. Your money just somewhere. You are something somewhere. The money comes. But when it comes, you have no proper plan to get financial freedom. You have no proper plan to get a secure financial future. It will not happen like that. You must have a plan. You must have a structure. And building a house is not part of financial freedom. So that is something else you have to plan. Owning a house, they say that is an investment, not necessarily an investment. You still spend on that house. Somebody said that, oh, I'm tired of paying rent. But when you build that house, you're still going to pay rent anyway. Something will break down on that house. You have to almost always all the time repair something. Everything else will go up. When you were renting in that small room, you could manage the light bill, you could manage the water, you could manage everything. Now that you have 3-4 bedroom house, your light bill is like 10 times, everything is 10 times, So it's really, the house gives you comfort, but the house does not really build any proper financial future, secure one for you. If, let's say, there's a problem with anybody's head, for instance, and you don't have any money, and you go to the hospital, you probably would have to sell that house or that land. And so what makes you really financially secure is how much is coming in from where. But if you have to only work to be paid, then that is the only source of income that you have. The salary should not be the only source of income that any of us should have. no matter how big it is. Because when there's a danger somewhere and that job is no more, or when you cannot go to work, where is the other money coming in? And so these are things that we all have to think about. And because somebody said that the best way to fight poverty is to make sure that you don't become poor. We have enough people struggling with money. So if you have a fair chance not to become poor, then deal with it. So track the money, study the money. In a country, when somebody has a big house, a big car, we think that they have money. For most of us, our best understanding of money is what? Is the expenditure state. When people spend a lot of money, a lot of us will think that they have money. It's not necessarily true. If you're spending money, it does not mean that you have money. If somebody is living extravagantly, it does not mean that he has money. What means somebody has money is that they have a lot of revenue, a lot of income coming in, more than they can spend. They have a job, they have somewhere that they have rented, they have something that somebody is paying them every month. I'm not talking of the one that people are stealing. I'm talking of the one that you are working properly, building gradually, because that's something about money. Money is not meant to be stolen. You don't need to build wealth by stealing it. That's like building your house on the sand. It won't stand. Money, the essence of those who have a lot of money is that when you meet them and you're talking to them, you see, because they have gone through the process, because they have gone through the terrain, they know how to get it. Their knowledge is their best leverage. The skill that they have with the finances is their best leverage. So if you are just stealing the money, if you're just taking advantage of the system, taking advantage of another person to acquire something, to build your financial security or your financial future, you're not building anything. You go back and correct the process and go by what you get. Be as realistic as possible. It's like a company whose revenue is not realistic. That company is not sustainable. You cannot build a sustainable company that can stand the test of time if you are not realistic with the revenue. Same with individuals. If your revenue is not realistic, you don't have any future with your finances. So track the money, track it, study it, learn where the money is going, study it, follow it, and then let's see what happens. So my name is Kwabena. I'm talking about where has the money gone to? Can you track it? December has just come and it's about to end. Tomorrow is 31st. Can you tell us? Do you know where you spend that money? Do you know? From December 1st to December 31st. Can you track it? And I'm saying that a lot of the things that will take our money, you should have them. If you have not done it, study it. Very few people are paid so much well that they don't have to have a budget. Very few people. A lot of us must have a fair idea where that money is going. So that when you get somewhere and somebody is just saying, let's go and do this, you know what is available to do that, so that you're not pushed. You don't change the plan that you have. You must have a plan that is working with the situation that you have, and you must do that with some bit of character and some bit of honesty. So you look at the rent, you look at the house. It's very key because some money is going there. Have an idea the percentage of money that is going there. You should look at the transport. You move around, whether you are paying trotro or you have a car. If you have a car, you change the oil. You have to buy the insurance. The DVL people will look for you. One way or the other, every now and then you probably hit somebody's car. You plan for that. You may want to go and buy the shocks. Those are all money that is, they are coming from the same pocket that you have. So the fact that you have a car, what really you have bought is convenience. It's not, you have not really bought, you are not saving so much with your car. It's convenient, You can move anywhere that you want, but you use money to buy that car and you buy fuel every now you want to move the car. And there are so many, other expenses that you have to factor in every day with that money. With that car. So if you have car and somebody does not have car, the difference is that you have convenience, but really it's not building so much, unless you can do a lot with that car to bring in more money than that car is taking from you. Then maybe that could be a good thing. So you look at the food. A lot of us buy a lot of food we eat, we don't, we just throw them away like that. It's money. Meanwhile, what is coming in is not much. If what is coming in is not much, then you must look at the food. Don't just throw the money away in the form of food like that. And every now and then, malaria will catch somebody. Don't forget. And those with complex health issues, it's all money. And if your father, your mother has issues, those are all things that we may not even plan for. And we are on phone. The phone can fall, get spoiled. The next minute you have to change it. It's almost, you cannot do away with it now. You know it. You have to buy data. They all take money. You probably would have to buy books because you have to spend money on books and build yourself, especially financial knowledge. Build yourself. If you can solve your financial data, if you can solve the financial information, that's the best form of investment that you can do when it comes to finances. The knowledge that you have on money is what is responsible for the kind of finances that you have. The difference between me and the man who is a billionaire is what he knows. He knows so much than what I know. That's why he's a billionaire. His decisions and choices are so much different. That's why he can make a lot. And so the people who have a lot know something that we don't know. That's what they have. And that's why we don't have what we have. So if you're going to invest, it's one of the best things to do. 2019, invest in your financial knowledge. Learn. Buy something. When they say some term in the financial news, when you're watching the news and the financial part comes, don't run away. Listen to the words. Search them. Search them. Look for them. When they are talking, when they are using all those terms, don't run away. Study them. Study them. It's one thing working to get the money. There's another thing being able to build that money or turn that money into a proper financial future, which is secure. So because you're not going to work forever, there will be a time that you may not be able to work again, especially those who are employed. So you are working now, saving it. You don't have to be wasteful. You don't have to be wasteful, and you don't have to say that, oh man, God will take care of me. No, please take care of yourself. Have a plan. Have a plan. Have a plan for that finances. Know how much you are spending in a lot of these things. Know how much you're spending to help people. People will always come to you to ask for money. Somebody will come to you and say that the child is sick. Your cousins, your sisters, your brothers will always be calling you. There should be a percentage that you have for those, because you cannot be sending money to people. Every now and then they'll call you and they will make it seem like if you don't send it, they are gone. The other day somebody was asking me, please send me some money. He said 500. I said, no, I don't have that. I can get 300. I have my financial issues that I have to solve. So it's okay. I will send it back to you in 3 weeks, in 3 days. It's 1 month now. It's not come. So don't send money to people that you think that will make you angry. Because almost all the time when people ask you for money, it's difficult for them to bring it back. They will not bring it back. It's not even in their head to bring it back. So if you're like me and that you're that benevolent, you're that soft, then have a plan, have a structure, how much you can do to help people. But when they ask you for money and you don't have it, then don't worry about it, because you must build that security as well. You must build your future as well. You cannot just work and just be spreading the money like that. And one of the things that when you go to JD, you have about 10 offerings. You must have a plan. Your plan is responsible for your prosperity financially. It's not magic. It's not trick. That's why the people who have a lot of money, they don't tell you that it's God who sent you to them. They have businesses. They have investments. They are following it. They study it. You must choose a day in every month, at least 2 days or 3 days, to discuss the finances. If you have a family, discuss it. There's no need to hide your finances from the other. If you have children, you have your wife, don't hide it. You can't build wealth like that. Build a family, be together and build that financial future. So build that, understand, discuss it. This is how much this family is making, and this is how much we have spent. This is how much this is left. This is where we want to put that money. Have that. And if you have a business, you have to do that. You have to plan well, you have to structure it. Don't leave it to chances. Our struggles come from the fact that we are a lot of the times negligent. We are a lot of the times not disciplined. We are a lot of the times not informed. We don't even track that. And we want people to see that we are successful. There's no point to keep changing cars when the old one is okay. When you have not built some kind of financial future, and if you live in Ghana, for instance, if you're not building like 100,000 somewhere invested, you're not free like that. I'm not talking of the one in the car. The car is deteriorating. The financial people will tell you that it's depreciating. So the car that you bought, the car that you bought 200 Ghana cedis today is no more 200 cedis. It's now maybe 150. The one that you bought last year. If you bought it 40,000, you're going to sell it. It's not likely that you're going to get 40,000. So have a good plan with the family. Sit down, plan it. Don't just leave it to chances and hope, because our people are just hoping and thinking that things will just change. Things don't just change like that. Not financially. Not financially. So the job that you have, the work that you're doing, have a plan for the finances. Track it. No matter how much you're paid, no matter how much little you're paid, have a plan. Study it. Build that future. Next year could be different if you have that. If you really plan that, next year could be so much different. Next year could be so much different. So where the money is going, that's what I'm talking about. And it's going to the rent. It's going to the house. You're paying something to somebody every time, or maybe you're saving money to buy that house, whatever it is. That there's a portion that is going out of you. And the next one is what? The food, the water, the clothes, the drinks. They are all eating. The children are eating. You are also eating. Everybody is eating. They are all taking money from us like that. Your health, they take money from you. The education, have a plan. Don't just go to school, and you're paying school fees every time you're going. Some people never stop going to school. They're always going to school, going to school, going to school. The school is a tool. Tool is not the end. The tool is supposed to be used to create a product, to solve a problem. So going to school, like the way we celebrate a lot of, the other day, oh, this guy has got here. For a lot of this, the people they call middle class, or the people they call average, they spend a lot of, they have a lot of happiness when they get admission to school. The school is a means, it's a means to an end. It's not the end itself. So the school should help you to become successful. Not the money that you have little, you just want to go and struggle. Meanwhile, you have first degree, you have not even used it. You have second degree, you have not used it. You want to go and do another second degree, and you don't have the money. What is informing that? The finances are very much important. Take care of your finances. Track it. Look at where your children going to school. Can you afford it? If you cannot afford it, look for the one that you can afford. The education of the children. We went to school in the village. It's good if you can afford it, but it should not burden you so much. Said that 50% of the money that is coming to the family is paying only school fees. How about what they will eat? How about the rent? How about the hospitals? How about the transport? How about all the other ones? Then every day you are calling people to come and support you. You can't call people all the time. You cannot be calling people living somewhere every time to come and support you. The one sign of responsibility and maturity is you being able to handle your own finances without worrying people and calling people and lying and saying all kind of stories just because you need money from people. If you don't hold this, you're going to lie a lot. You just have to create a story to extort money from people you think are good to you. But they will find out later. And it also means that you're not becoming better. And so don't build your life like that. Don't build your life like that. Track where the money is going. Find out where the money is going and restructure your life so that you can have a plan to save and to have that in mind that I'm building a secure financial future, at least for myself and for my family. It's very much important. Don't leave it to chances. And look at what you give to, charity, church. Look at that as well, because they never stop asking you for money anyway. And they will quote all kind of scriptures every now and then. They will tell you all kind of things every now and then. They will preach. They will never. Tomorrow they will ask. The next day they will ask. They never stop asking. The church I go to, they are always asking for money. They always have one program or the other. So you must have a plan. You must have a plan for your financial future. Don't lose it to miracles. Don't lose it to God. One big thing will happen to you. If it happens, good. But I don't believe in that. I believe in the one that you're building yourself gradually. The one that you have a plan that you're building, the financial security that you're building, the financial future that you're building. And if you're successful with your personal finances, it's likely that your business finances will be good. Because what I've seen is that if your personal finances are not good, the business finances are not good as well. Because the decisions are coming from the same kind of mind and the same kind of background anyway. So if you're changing shoes every day, changing clothes every day, and your money is that little, you have a problem. You're not giving attention to the main things. The main thing is that you're working, you're saving something, you're investing something for your future. You want to create wealth. At least in the mind of every one of us, we should be able to shoot at least a million. You want to have something that you can say that, okay, I was able to build wealth in the 30 years that I work into a million. Work something like that. Not the house that you live in. Don't add that one. The investments, the businesses, the income that you have built. You can say that now I'm 30 years. By the time I'm 60 years, at least, I could say that I'm a millionaire or something like that. Work like that. And don't have to steal the country's money. You don't have to cheat your company. You don't have to do all those to make that. If you have good plan, good structure, you can get there. You have to have good financial knowledge. You have to have good financial, discipline, and you have to work at it gradually. Lotto is not a good financial plan. It's not part of it. And Sakawa is not part of it. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching. 2019 is just around the corner. Your finances, track it where the money is going. Don't leave it to anybody. It is you. The responsibility is yours. Live your life according to how you are happy with, and stretch yourself, work more, think through. When we were children, they never told us that those who know how to sell something are the ones who have money. They didn't tell us that. They just told us to go to school. When you go to school, you get a good job. That's what they told us. They never told us that if you learn how to sell something, you become worthy. So maybe you can add it to your plan. Look at the work that you do, the free hours that you have. What is it that you think you can sell to supplement the salary that you're getting? If you don't have a business. But if you have a work to do, if you have a job, don't screw the hours of the job to go and do yours. It doesn't work. Then you have to live there. Pay attention, do what is required of you. But your finances, you cannot leave it to any other person. It's you. So where the money is going, or where the money where has the money gone to? You have to look for it. It's financial knowledge. You have to look for it, track it, and cut the waste, and expand the revenue. And hopefully next year will be different. Because life is full of troubles, but I think that those who have some little money are able to manage a lot of the troubles fairly than those. Because money, trouble is one side, and the other troubles of life. But if you have the troubles of life and you have solved the money one, at least you can deal with it a little bit. But if you have all the troubles and then you have the money trouble, life is not sweet like that. Life is not sweet like that. So at least try to solve the money trouble. Try. It's possible. Try it. If you have discipline, if you work extra, if you have a plan, if you put your head together with whoever that you have any relationship with, and you work towards it, and you live your life, plan, have a 1-year plan, financial plan, have 2-year financial plan, have 10-year, work towards it, and discipline yourself, and be an honest person, and work towards it, and see. A lot of things can happen when you have a plan and your intention. You are intentional about it, and you're working towards it gradually. Anything at all can come up. Anything at all can come up, and it will amaze you. And so have a plan. Study it. Don't leave it to magic. Don't leave it to all those people who are saying that they will make you rich. Because anybody who's telling us that they will make us rich, they take money. Don't forget that. When you went to see that prophet, he told you to bring 500 Ghana before. That's a business that he's doing there. Dambalami, who is calling you that will make you rich, is taking money to make you rich. What do you think? They're just playing on your intelligence. Money is your responsibility. It's nobody's responsibility, not even God. Because if God is responsible for sharing money, then we should all be having the same amount of money. And so far, that is not it, because it's in our hands. You have to do what He has given to you. So look at where the money is going. Look at your rent. Look at how much you're paying, or the house, whatever that you have. Check your salary. Check the food that you're eating. Check the health. You go to hospital as well. Have a percentage. Maybe even project it. Next year, maybe I have this percentage going to this. I have this. I have this. This is how much is left that I think I can build it. Because you must have a plan. And if you don't do anything at all, in the next 20 years, you should be able to have at least 100,000 Ghana cedis invested somewhere, not wasting it. The one that you control, the one that you can call for and they will give you, not the one that they have to go and fill and tell you that your date of birth is different. No, not that one. Leave it to them. The one that you are responsible, because it's one thing that you see somebody who has worked all their lives. They have worked well for their country. Sometimes you watch TV and they're trying to raise some money for some actor somewhere because he says that he has served Ghana, and listen, everybody says that they have served Ghana. So don't leave that, because those days will come. You'll be old. You'll be 60 years. You'll be 70 years. So don't just go and say I'm singing. Money is coming. You're buying all those cars on our road, on this road. You're building big houses. Those are not things that will increase the money. They are not going to grow the money. You're just wasting it. That big house, 12-bedroom house that you're building, you are the only one living there. The financial knowledge is not strong. In a country that we don't have a lot of factories, we don't have a lot of, the housing deficit is huge. Yet when we are building houses, we only build for ourselves, which means that there's an opportunity that you can take. Just look at your situation. Expand your knowledge, expand yourself, and take, because your finance is your finance. It's you. Don't ever let anybody be responsible for your finances. It's you. It's you. So you are going to spend on education, at least the one for your children. Cut the one. No. If you have to send them to government school and it's decent, I would rather do that if my finances are not that strong, than trying to send them to school that I can afford and I have to lie, cheat, just to put my children into this kind of school, hoping that my children will turn out to become better. When I'm cheating somebody, when I'm stealing somebody's money, no, it doesn't work like that. So I would rather do the one that is honorable, the one that is credible, and make sure that I'm involved in the children's life. Just what they need. What really makes children to become successful is the confidence that you give them. It's not the grade that they get in school, not so much. Is the confidence they have, that they know that the father, the mother believes in them. If you believe in your children and you believe their intelligence, and when they come home, you are involved, the love that you show them. Those are the things that are building, the discipline, the courage, because the things that make anybody successful in this life is the courage to get back when everything is not working. It's the credibility, it's the persistence, and those things you don't get necessarily from school, but from a family, but from a family. So a good family. It's not, you cannot sacrifice the future of your of your children by just sending them to good school and stealing money to pay the school fees, and you're not involved in their lives. No, rather send them to school that you can afford, you're proud of. They can know that this father, this mother is honorable, is honest, and you're involved in their life. So don't waste so much money, even if you can afford it, by sending them to so-called good schools. What you don't know is that most of the teachers in most of these schools, they just didn't want to become teachers. If you don't know, most of them didn't want to become teachers. So you think that you're sending them they happen to be there. Most of them, if they are qualified, probably will be doctors or something. That's what they all wish to become. Very few people really want to become doctors, teachers, happily. And that's why when you go, they're always complaining about their salary, because they don't want to be there. It's not the teaching that they want. And so don't ever leave the future of your children to these teachers, thinking that once you're paying big school fees, even if you can afford it, it means that you're giving your children the best form of education. No, the best form of education is coming from the parents. It's coming from the parents, the discipline, the goals that you're teaching them. Telling them to read their own books, to study, to stretch themselves. Those are the things that will build the children, not the so-called school fees that you think you're paying. So where the money is going, sometimes the sports entertainment, or the DSTV that you're paying so much, you don't even have time to watch it, yet you're paying it all the time. You're wasting the money. That money can be put somewhere for future use. You can build because you're planning to build, 2019. So 2029, you want to have a good financial plan. So 2029, 2019, maybe I don't have anything, but 2029, just planning that I'll be able to have maybe, 40,000 Ghana cedis invested somewhere that I have control. And I have to go and learn that myself. That's how you build your financial future. And it's not a bad idea that you want to, at least in your lifetime, you want to become a millionaire. It's a good idea. Work towards it. Work towards it. It's possible. Work towards it. And you don't have to steal to get it. You don't have to lie to get it. You can build gradually and be proud of it. And that's something that you can give to your children. And more importantly, the discipline that you build, they are transferable to the family. The discipline, your children will see you and say, no, my father worked so much hard. He worked so hardly. My mother worked so hardly. And the discipline is transferred. That's why the wealth can stay in the family. But if you just did anything to give them the money, they will lose it before you are even gone. So track the money, track it. Don't waste so much money on nice cars and things when you are struggling. Nice phones. Sometimes I look at some of the ladies and the phones that they are using. My God, the phone is 5,000 and you are paid 2,000 a month. Are you crazy? No, 2,000, 5,000 phone and you are paid 2,000 a month. No, financially, even if somebody gave you, I'd rather sell it and invest that money because the intention is to be able to have some kind of financial future. So I'm working towards that. I'd rather go and sell it and buy the one which is 1,000. When you meet a rich man, when you meet a poor man, it doesn't matter what they carry. When they talk, you will know this one is rich because of the financial knowledge that they have. It is not the cow, it is not the house, it's not even the shoe, it's not the suit that they are wearing, it's not the waves that they wear, it's not the perfume. When they talk, you will know. When you look at how they work, you will know. So don't waste money like that. Have a plan, work towards it. Nobody is responsible for your money. Nobody is responsible for your money. And so the transportation will take your money. The cell phones and those things will take money. Entertainment, sports will take money. Churches will take money from you. Your clothes, those things will take money from you. Water, bill, energy, electricity, they are all taking money from you. Food and drinks, housing. And some people who are not married will also go and do big wedding, poor man's son doing big wedding, and your father has nothing, has nowhere to sleep, and the money that you have saved, you are going to use 30,000, 40,000 to do one day wedding. Your mind is not right. Do a decent one, keep the money, because what will keep the marriage, 80% is money, especially the happiness in that home. So don't use it for one day. If you spend it one day and they come home and nothing is there, you don't have peace. It will struggle. It will go through a lot. So if I were you, I would do a decent one and keep the money and sit down and plan and use that money for the future. I would do that than wasting that money because you want to have a, I remember some cousins of mine used to say that, it's once in a lifetime, so I want to spend it. I said, if you have it, spend it. If you have it and you have the future secure financially, spend it. That's your money. But if you are a broke man and you save to do the wedding, then use your senses. Maybe use 10-20% of what you have saved. The rest, go and build something with it, because the goal is that you want to build wealth with the family. No family should be poor all their lives. I don't think so. The reason you and that woman come together is to build something. It's to face life. You have seen something in that woman. She also seen something in you. You want to build life together. And you can't build life if you're broke. You can't build life if money to eat, money to pay rent, money to pay school fees is trouble. There's no happiness at home. You cannot be happy when your child is sick and you can buy paracetamol. That's a basic part of life. So you have to make decisions with that this money that we have, can we stretch it? Can we just use the one that we have? And the rest build wealth with it, because you want to at least create some kind of wealth for the family. So don't go and use it to party and cook chicken and things like that for people to come and eat. They will forget it. And it's not a lifetime. It's not once in a lifetime. Some people have done it 3 times because they missed one. They miss it because the things that they had to pay attention to, a lot of them didn't pay attention to. And money is so much critical to the success of any family, to the marriage. Money plays a major role, so don't trivialize it and don't, you know, don't trivialize it. Have a plan for it, and see how you can build that wealth. So my name is Kwabena. I'm asking, where has the money gone to? The money that you receive, where did you go? Are you using it to build a proper financial future, or you're using it for yourself party? Or that future will come, you know. And life is a bit more, you know, nice. It's a bit more, you know, maybe you become a bit more relaxed because you have some finances under control. But if you don't go to work, or if you don't go to work the next 3 months, or if they say don't come to work again, and you cannot hold on to your financial obligations, and if you have worked for 10 years, 15 years, it means that you have not paid attention. And yet most of us are like that. It means that you have not paid attention to your finances. You're just hoping that it will change. And most people are like that. They are just hoping that the finances will change. Some people just, you know, just hoping. It won't change it if you don't work. Hope will make you to endure the pain, but it doesn't change the situation. What changes the situation is the action that you take. You know, and part of it is the financial knowledge, the financial planning, knowing where the money is going, knowing where you are, how much you're paying for rent, how much you're paying for food, how much you're paying for school fees, how much you're paying for the entertainment, how much money you're using to wear all those nice clothes, the perfume. You know, are they coming from you? Do you think that you're making enough to sustain that kind of lifestyle? And are you building the financial future that you want, the secure one, so that nobody will toss you around? Because if you see anybody tosses around, it's because they are not in charge of their finances. The moment you're in charge of your finances, nobody can just toss you around like that. Nobody can toss you around like that. So have a secure financial plan. And mind you, financial plan for the future. What you're giving to church is not financial plan. You're supporting the work of God. That is not financial plan. What is left and how you use it is what is responsible for your financial security, so that you don't become disappointed when the average African always pretends to be rich by living fake life. Big phones, big cars, clothes. Yeah, black. Yes, that's what they told us. You know, and we live large, we live big, and people are not that much. What is the English word? They can't keep their humility and build their wealth. You need a lot of self-confidence. And you have to be comfortable with your lifestyle if you're building wealth. If you have to use two t-shirts, use it because you know what you're building. If you have to use one shoe to work on that business, do that. If you have to, you know, keep that child, you know, if you have to rent that chamber and hall because you're building the wealth, do that. That's how. Because you have to be opposite to what everybody else is doing to have what everybody else doesn't have. If you're doing what everybody else is doing, what makes sure? What will be responsible for that future that you think will be different from what everybody else has? You are doing the same thing, so the results should be the same. The results will be the same. So look at that. You don't have to keep. If you are born into a very wealthy family, you still have to be responsible for your finances. You know. And I don't know many people born into a wealthy family anyway. I don't know. So all of us, most of us, would have to build ourselves. And we are starting with very little knowledge. That's why you have to go for proper financial knowledge, and you have to have financial discipline and build that wealth. A lot can be solved if you have money. A lot of things can be solved. If you go to Kwabena now, there are people there who they have prescribed medicine, you know, and who have no money to go and buy that. And some of them will die because they will not have money to buy that medicine. Maybe so much costly. There are so many people there who have to go through some, you know, medical procedures, some surgery or something, and they cannot afford a bill because of what. So if you just sit down and say, "Oh, money is not important, money is not everything," you're deceiving yourself. There's a lot that money can solve, and as a matter of fact, a lot of people go to the hospital. If you have 10,000 there, you save some people. Some people have gone through the hospital, they can't even pay the bill, so they have quarantined them there. So when any money comes to you, you cannot just waste it like that. Your financial security is so much important. Building something for the future, knowing that, okay, I have 10,000, I've invested it somewhere, I've put it here, that money is growing. The next 3 years, that money can become 11,000, 12,000. It's so much important. So that you keep a moderate lifestyle, knowing that you are building that financial security, that financial future. And for those of you who are building businesses, your part is a bit different. You are going to go through a lot of stretch. You're going to go through a lot of problems and a lot of challenges. Most of your mistakes will be dead. You'll be under constant pressure. But something about business is that if you succeed, then you can build a lot of the wealth in the long term. So your path will be so much different. Your business is going to need a lot of money all the time to keep growing. It's like a baby. You don't stop spending on the baby. The business is like that. You keep spending to stretch it, to grow it. And if you have a manager somewhere and he makes a mistake, the manager can quit the job, but the mistake is yours. And usually the mistake will be what? Will be dead, will be financial. Will have financial implications. So if you're building business, it means that you have to have proper financial understanding as to how the processes are, and you have to know how you're going to build the wealth. You're going to build the wealth because some of the reasons why you are starting that business is also financial freedom. Let's face it. If the business is going to bring you problem, debt, then why would you have to start that business? So it's about the only tool that has made a lot of people rich on this earth. Business is about the only two. If you go to any country, the top 10 most successful in a free market are people who have created businesses, and they didn't become successful just anyhow. They had proper financial understanding, and they had proper financial discipline. And a lot of them, if you look at them, they have very simple life. They don't just waste money like that. That's why they've been able to build successful businesses. They don't just throw money like that. Most of these rich people, when you look at their lifestyle, you understand why they built wealth. Look at where they live, what car they drive, how they're able to plan ahead. They spend on the business. A lot of them spend more on the business for the business to succeed, and then later maybe they can live big if they so want. But most of them, very simple, disciplined life, because that is what it takes to build wealth. So if you're extravagant and you're just wasting money anyhow, you don't understand how money is created and how wealth is created. So build gradually like that and know where the money is going. So you don't have to impress anybody on your rent. You don't have to impress anybody on the kind of food that you eat. Be cautious. You don't have to impress anybody in the kind of education that you think you're acquiring, and all the kind of things that we spend money on. Be so much curious and be so much concerned how the money is going. And if you build a business and you have challenges and troubles, don't run away. Stay and solve them. That same business that came through a lot of challenges can be the next thing that will explode and make you millions. And so my name is Kwabena. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Where has the money gone to? That you have to answer. And hopefully 2019, the money, you'll be able to know that at least 2019 I was able to build 30,000, 40,000, 100,000. I was able to become a millionaire in 2019 because I had a good financial plan and I was following it. You have to have that, and don't just hope and go and look for anointing oil, anointing water, miracles, prophet to go and become rich. It doesn't happen like that. How many of them have they become rich? That's not happening like that. So work it. Thank you very much for watching.